Did you know that many undocumented individuals can be deported without ever having an opportunity to see a judge? Hello, my name is Caroline Pangilinan, and I'm a staff attorney at the American Gateway's Austin office. Expedited removal is a process the United States uses to deport people without providing them an opportunity to see a judge. In the past, this process mostly affected people shortly after entering the United States. Now, this process affects people if they are identified by immigration officials within 2 years of entering the United States, if they've not already been ordered removed and are not currently in immigration court proceedings. While this change should still only apply to a small group of immigrants, there is a risk immigration officials may try and apply this process more broadly. If you are told you will be removed from the United States quickly, it's important to know that you have the right to express a fear of returning to any country you fear being returned to and be given a fear interview. You should clearly and repeatedly express your fear to as many immigration officials as possible to try and ensure that you are given a fear interview. The fear interview provided is between you and a USCIS asylum officer. While you have the right to an attorney present with you during your interview, the federal government will not provide one. The interview will be conducted by an asylum officer who is fluent in a language you speak or using an interpreter in a language you are most comfortable speaking. These fear interviews generally occur while someone is detained in ICE facilities and are conducted by phone. The purpose of the fear interview is for an asylum officer to determine whether you meet the basic requirements for asylum. The officer is not trying to decide whether to grant you an immigration benefit or protection for deportation, just if you qualify for asylum. To show that, you must show that 1, you have a credible fear of returning to your home country, 2, you face serious harm or cruelty in your home country, or you will face serious harm or cruelty in your home country, 3, there must be some connection between the serious harm or cruelty you suffered and the 5 protected grounds, which are race, religion, nationality, political opinion, and membership in a particular social group, and 4, your government is unable or unwilling to protect you, or the government is your persecutor. During the interview, the asylum officer will ask you a series of questions to determine whether you meet the criteria I just mentioned. These interviews can take more than an hour, but it's important to share all relevant information because you are not allowed to share evidence other than your answer. The asylum officer will ask you several things, including whether you were harmed, persecuted, or tortured in your home country or any other country, if you face serious harm or torture in the future in your home country or any other country, who harmed, persecuted, or tortured you and why they did that, how you came to the United States, if you've been arrested in the past, if you have any medical conditions, and if your family has serious fear of harm or cruelty. There are certain actions that will prevent you from applying for asylum, and the asylum officer may ask questions to determine whether you are barred during this interview. If they mention bars to asylum, it's important to stay focused and know that you can still pass your interview. In your interview, it's important to remember these 4 things. You must be honest. You should explain everything as clearly as you can. You should be as detailed as possible, and you should never guess. If you do not know the answer or cannot remember, it is better to explain that and explain what you do know. It is normal to be nervous before speaking to the immigration officer, but preparing can make all the difference. Before a possible interview, try to think about the serious harm or torture you faced in your home country. Consider these questions. Why am I afraid to return to my home country? What happened to me in my home country? Who did that to me? Why did that happen to me? When did it happen? What would happen if I had to return to my home country? How do I know that the authorities are not going to protect me? Did something similar happen to someone I know? What happened to them in the end? If you pass your fear interview and the asylum officer finds you credible, you will be able to get the process to apply for asylum. If you are detained, you most likely will remain detained while you apply for asylum. If you do not pass your fear interview, you can ask for an immigration judge to review the decision of the asylum officer. It is very rare that the immigration judges will disagree with the asylum officer's decision, but if they do, you can then continue to apply for asylum. Otherwise, if you do not pass your fear interview or the immigration judge agrees with the denial, you'll begin the process of being deported from the country. We know we are living in uncertain times, and in an uncertain time like this, one of the best things you can do is try to prepare yourself for any situations you may find yourself in. As always, remember to make decisions from reason and not fear. Be cautious. And remember, the American Gateway is here to help.